So what you have to do, you have to read the statement, that is the problem statement. Come to the argument. Argument, suppose try to make a memory map where argument is not given by you, but it is given by two of your friends. First friend says no, the second says yes. Okay. Now, according to no or yes, you have to gauge their argument, whether the argument is strongly supporting no, strongly supporting yes or not. That is what you have to see. You don't have to answer the statement for a question. Rather, you have to just check whether no is a valid no or yes is a valid yes. And then you have to choose the option. Otherwise, if you will not keep in this mind, such questions are quite doable, but at times it might be difficult also because CUT, you can't say the level of question which are there. Some of them are very easy, and some of them, by the way, are difficult also. Okay. So the first sentence says, should adult education program be given priority over compulsory education program? What is adult education program? Suppose there are people who are illiterate and 40 years of age, 30 years of age, 25 years of age, and they are illiterate. If they are going to a village and teaching them, that is called adult education program. So should that be given priority, or should focus on compulsory education of the newborn children? Okay, that is the logic. Okay, that is the question. Now the argument says, first person says, no, it should not be given priority. Why? It will also help in success of compulsory education program. So if we will not focus that much on adult education program, it will help on the success of compulsory education program. It is assuming that if you will focus for adult education program, the compulsory education program will have some loss. Okay. Then the second logic says, yes, it should be given priority. It will help to eliminate the adult illiteracy which is there in our country. So tell me, which first argument is a strong argument or a weak argument? Tell me that. Is the first argument a strong argument? It is a weak argument. Is the second argument a strong argument? Is the second argument a strong argument? It is a strong argument, because if we will go on with adult education program, what will happen? It will help eliminate the adult illiteracy. Now come to second one. It says, should there be a maximum limit for number of ministers in the central government? No. One of the students says, no, there should not be a maximum limit for number of ministers. Why? The political party in power should have the freedom to decide the number of ministers to be appointed. Now the second one says, yes, there should be a cap. The number of ministers should be restricted to a certain percentage of the total number of seats in the parliament to avoid unnecessary expenditure. Tell me which one is weak and which one is strong. Second one is, first, let us come one by one. The first one says there should not be any cap on number of ministers we have. It should be upon the political party to decide how many ministers they want to have. They might have 100 ministers, they might have 400 ministers. Okay. For example, the BJP, which is there, they have some 300 seats in the parliament. Can they make all the 300 MPs a minister? Can they make all the three? They should not. They should not. That will lead to unnecessary expenditure. Okay. So the first one is weak. The second one is strong. So only argument two is strong. This is the thing. This is the logic. Okay. It says it will lead to unnecessary expenditure. Now come to this. Should non-veg food be totally banned in our country? The first person says yes, it is expensive and therefore it is beyond the means of most people in country. Is it a good argument? No, it is a very, very weak argument. Okay. No, it should not be banned. Nothing should be banned in a democratic country like India. So give number from 0 to 1. If it is a strong argument, if it is a strong argument or weak argument, give a number. Why it is a weak argument? Nothing should be banned in a democratic country. Why it is a weak argument? Argue with me. Do some argument.
Sir, because I think that the word nothing mentioned there is much of an extremity, I feel. Nothing should be banned in a democratic country like ours will be, like there will be many things included in that purview. So we are not talking about
Okay,
those
okay,
other things.
okay, okay. So you are picking and choosing that nothing word, and upon nothing word, you are saying, see, inductive reasoning is not deductive reasoning. It is about probability. It is about probability where you have a degree of strongness, a degree of weakness. So I agree with whatever you said. There might be something which can be banned. There might be something which cannot be banned. Okay. Now, if we will come to the spectrum from 0 to 10, in a democratic country, a lot of ban will be there or less number of bans will be there. Tell me, in a democratic country, you will have freedom. You will have freedom. So let me see what is the answer. I don't know. Okay. So 3 ka B bol raha hai. 3 ka B means what? 3 ka B means only argument 2 is strong. So what I would say is, in a democratic country, you will have more freedom and less restrictions. Can I say? That is why I always say, don't go with deductive logic reasoning here. Like there are universal words like all, none, only, nothing. Keep it that Keep that words for deductive reasoning. In inductive reasoning, if you will apply that, it might be, at times it might help, at times it might not. Because here, surety is not there. There is nothing called 100% correct or 100% less. So I will say this statement, if not it is 10, then it is 8 or 7. In a democratic country, you will have at least 8 or 7 freedom and 2 restrictions. 2 things will be banned. In that sense, you can go and proceed. Okay. Everybody understood? मैंने ये कंटेक्स्ट के बाहर ये कहाँ जा रहा है? शुड नॉन वेज फूड बी बैंड इन आवर कंट्री? ये कॉन्टेक्स्ट के फूड के, ये तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट में है ना. नथिंग
No,
शुड.
sir, I was talking about the person who said earlier कि
Okay,
nothing
okay, you
would.
are saying ulta. Okay, I got it. Okay, I thought you are speaking about me. Okay, now come to, should government close down loss making public sector enterprise? Should government, this is the argument statement, should government close down loss making public sector enterprise? The first person says no, all employees will lose their job. यहाँ पे भी all को ले आओगे तो गलती हो जाएगा. All employees, सारे employees गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर में थोड़े ही काम करते हैं. ठीक है, इसीलिए डोंट थिंक इन दैट वे. ओके, all employees of government sector, it is quite understood, will lose their jobs, security and earning. What would they do? Okay, now come to second. Yes, they should be banned. In a competitive world, the rule is survival of the fittest. Tell me, tell me first one. Is it a good argument not to privatize or not to close down the loss making PSU? What will happen if a PSU, what should happen if a PSU is making, अच्छा वीक स्ट्रांग लिखने के पहले आप आप ये समझो. अच्छा, जस्ट वेट अ मिनट. आप वीक स्ट्रांग बोलने में जो है ना उल्टा हो जा रहे हो. वट एवर यू आर मीनिंग दैट इज करेक्ट, but whatever you are saying that is wrong, and because of that your question can be wrong. Again I am coming to, you don't have to answer should government close down loss making public sector enterprise. That question was asked to a person in the interview. Okay, and the person in the interview replied, no, no, sir, the loss making PSU should not be closed down. And the argument he gives is all employees will lose their job security and earning. What will they do? Now, is it a strong enough argument? How many numbers you will do? Acha, let me ask you this way. What should be done to a PSU which is making loss? You will close that PSU. Is it a very good thing to do कि अगर BSNL इस बार लॉस कर रहा है उसको बंद कर दो, ठीक है? No, bring some change, improve it. There are n number of ways. There are n number of ways to privatize. Privatize कैसे कर दो एकदम से? देखो, अगर लॉस मेक कर रहा है तो उसको इम्प्रूव करो, उसका मैनेजमेंट अच्छा करो, सी टू इट व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना कि कोई इंसान को बुखार हो गया तो उसको चलो शमशान घाट ले जाते हैं. ओके, so you will not do that now. If a person is sick, you will not take him to the funeral pyre. Okay, in a similar way, if a PSU is if a PSU is making loss, that doesn't mean ki you will close it. Okay, so that is a strong argument. That is a strong argument. We should not be closing. That is a strong argument. Now come to second one. It says yes, should be banned. In a competitive world, the rule is survival of the fittest. So why not to make that PSU fit? They are whatever they are arguing, they are correct. But देखो यहाँ पे स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है, लेकिन जो यस फैक्टर है वो ना करेक्ट नहीं है. देखो, इन अ कॉम्पिटिटिव वर्ल्ड the rule is survival. It is a universal statement. But just because he has given logic as a universal statement, that doesn't mean his logic is correct. Okay. So let me see what is the answer for 4, by the way. 4 is A. Only argument 1 is strong. The second argument is weak. मैं बोलूंगा, yes, the public sector, PSU should be banned or should be done away with. And my logic will be sun rises in the east. Okay, that doesn't mean ये उस तरह का है. In a competitive world, the rule is survival of the fittest. Who is saying this rule is invalid? Everybody agrees with that. But the thing is, you should not close PSU for that. So only argument 1 will be strong. Okay, just wait a minute. And then we have statement number 5. What is the answer to this? Should government job in rural areas have more incentives? It is that or snap का decision making question. The level is quite high. Height नहीं high. So the level is quite high. So try to solve. The statement is, should government jobs in rural areas have more incentives? Now one of the person said yes. And what logic he gave? Incentives are essential for attracting government servant there. Okay. Should government jobs in rural areas have more incentives? Yes, incentives are essential for attracting government servant there. So do you agree with it that if you will not provide incentives, no person will like to go to a rural area? Yes, it is correct. If you will not give incentive, कौन जाएगा rural area में? कोई नहीं जाएगा, सबको तो मॉल चाहिए. Okay, so it is a strong argument. Now come to no. Rural area are already cheaper. Rural area are already cheaper, healthier, and less complex than big cities. So why do people go to cities? So why offer extra incentive? Is it a very good argument? No, I don't think. So it is a weak argument. So this will be the answer. Now this is the thing. Now come to sixth one. It says, should so much money be spent on advertisement? Should so much means a lot. Okay. So much money be spent on advertisement. Says one of the person says yes, it is an essential concomitant in capitalist economy. That is, it is essential in a capitalist economy. And second one says no, it leads to wastage of resource. Which one is weak? It leads to wastage of resource is weak, or yes, it is an essential concomitant in a capitalist economy is weak. Second is weak. Everybody agrees. Okay. So this is weak. Now, let us come to the first one and try again. Is it very strong or less strong? What you say? Or is it weak? First is strong. First one, there are people who are saying weak. Okay, we'll see the answer. What is the answer? Okay. So answer is A. Answer is A. That means, देखो, advertisement is what? Advertisement is reaching out to your market segment. Suppose what is market segment? Suppose a fashion brand is there. So the fashion brand should reach out to, suppose women का है तो women के पास, men का है तो men के पास. Okay, सब bike is there. One of my friend, he is from, I am Bangalore. Okay, he was once talking to me. He was saying, do you know the bike sale happens the maximum during which season? So I said, during this season. So he said, during the, marriage season. The maximum sale of bikes will happen during the marriages. Okay. So it is essential part of the capitalist economy. And that is why during marriages, you will have maximum ads coming in of the bike. And not that, not only that, it will show how much the mileage is, because nobody will buy a sports bike in marriage. Okay. So they want a bike which will have three-seater, a husband, a wife, and a child can sit on it. And then the car will be also sold during that time, maximum. Okay. And then the white goods like TV, like refrigerator, like washing machine, they are sold the maximum during what? During the festival season of Diwali. That is why advertisement is something which will reach to the potential consumer during a particular time. And potential consumer is that of potential age and a potential reason. अगर आप जाके कहीं और कुछ बेचोगे तो वहां कोई खरीदेगा नहीं. ठीक है, इसीलिए एडवर्टीजमेंट is all of that, and it is important part of capitalist economy. So one is strong. Okay. So the more you practice, the better you become. हाँ, आजकल लोगों को फॉर्चुनर भी चाहिए, बड़े लोगों को. ठीक है. नाउ शुड ऑल लेजिस्लेचर्स बी फोर्स टू रिजाइन फ्रॉम देयर प्रोफेशन? Now one of the guys says yes, they will be able to devote more time for the country. Should all the legislatures be forced to resign from their professions? Okay. And they will be able to devote more time for the country. No, nobody will contest election. Nobody will contest election. कैसा लग रहा है यार ये दोनों? पहला बताओ. फर्स्ट बोथ भी. अच्छा, लेट मी सी
Sir,
व्हाट इज. हाँ, बोलो.
sir, I have a confusion. जो first
हाँ,
statement है, isn't it contradictory to the original statement?
कौन सा?
मतलब वो जो था legislature वाला.
हाँ, ये क्वेश्चन मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, सेवेंथ वाला. वाई? बिकॉज ऑफिस ऑफ प्रॉफिट इज देयर, सो अ लेजिस्लेचर इज नॉट अलाउड टू डू अ जॉब. ओके. तो ये मुझे जो भी
सर
बनाया
आप
है
एक
क्वेश्चन.
statement का मतलब समझा सकते हो क्या? मतलब should all legislatures as in like the
Should
meaning.
all legislature be forced to resign from their profession? Suppose there is a professor who became a member of parliament. Should he resign from professorship? Suppose there is an actor who became like Sunny Deol. Sunny Deol is a MP from Gurdaspur. Should he also shoot for Gadar too or not? Okay, that is the meaning. So as far as I know, there is something called Office of Profit rule, where a legislature is not allowed to hold a office. Okay. So this question is बच्चा वाला क्वेश्चन. आई थिंक गलतियां हो जाती है, तो इसको हम हटा देंगे क्योंकि ये कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट करेगा. लेट अस go to eighth question. We have lot many questions, 30, 40, 50 questions. Okay. So the statement says, shouldn't computer knowledge be made a compulsory subject for all the students at the secondary school level? Now here the catch is, okay, should computer knowledge be made or shouldn't, वाला confusion होता है, लेकिन यह shouldn't नहीं दिया है, should दिया है, तो I read it that incorrectly. Should computer knowledge be made compulsory subject for all students at secondary school level? Argument says yes and no. No says no. Computer should knowledge should not be made compulsory for all the students at secondary school level. Why? Our need is bread for everyone. We cannot follow Western model. अच्छा, बहुत weak argument है आपका. ठीक है, it is weak. Yes, we cannot compete in the international market without equipping our children with computers. Tell me, tell me the second one. First one is weak. I think everybody agrees. Second one is strong. So what will the answer? The answer should be B. I think 8 का देखो क्या है answer है 8 का B answer है. Okay. So 8 will have B answer. That is correct. Now come to 8th. We have 8th means sorry. 9th का भी B ही है. वो भी सही है. चलो 10th आ जाओ. 10th says, should India engage into a dialogue with neighboring countries to stop cross-border tension? The first guy says yes. This is the only way to reduce the cross-border terrorism and stop loss of innocent lives. Okay. Then second one says, no, neighboring countries cannot be relied upon in such matters. They may still engage in subversive activities. ये तो फंसा दिया आपको. बताओ क्या बोलोगे आप? Should India engage into a dialogue? These are the questions of diplomatic level. Okay, and they are asking a student. Should India engage into a dialogue with neighboring countries to stop cross-border tension? Okay. Yes, this is the only way to reduce cross-border terrorism. Okay. And stop loss of innocent life. And no, neighboring countries cannot be relied upon in such matters. They may still engage in subversive activities. Tell me, both are strong, both are weak, one is strong, one is weak. Okay, let us see what is the answer. It says one is strong. Okay, the tensions. Okay, yes, this is the only way to reduce cross-border terrorism and stop loss of innocent life. So, talk whenever it has happened that has, you know, we should not stop trying because something is happening. Okay, we should be trying. Now, अगर यहाँ argument दिया होता, no, we should neighboring countries cannot be relied upon in such matter, they may still engage in subversive activities. यहाँ पे may word is there. If the word have been, no, we have relied upon talks in the past, but the neighboring countries have have not given up terrorism or infiltration. Agar aisa hota, that would have been a very strong argument. Okay, what I want to say, you cannot stop doing certain thing because other person को पहले से बुरा मान के. Okay, that is the logic applied here. But still, I believe personally, it is a tough question. Okay, it is a tough question, and I believe that both are strong argument. मतलब बोथ को मैं 6 पे रखूंगा. ओके, 6 मतलब पहले को 7 पे रखूंगा, दूसरे पे 6 पे रखूंगा, बिकॉज द सेकेंड आर्गुमेंट ऑल्सो लुक्स वेरी स्ट्रांग टू मी. वी शुड नॉट रिलाई इंगेज इन डायलॉग विथ नेबरिंग कंट्रीज. और यहाँ टेररिज्म का बात है, इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट टेररिज्म, देन ऑफ कोर्स इट इज पाकिस्तान, इट कैन नॉट बी श्रीलंका और बांग्लादेश. ओके, and no neighboring countries cannot be relied upon in such matters. They may still engage in such. So यहाँ पे this word may still engage के अलावा ये होता no, the neighboring countries cannot be relied upon, because in the past also we have tried talking to them, but every time they have, you know, betrayed us or something like that would have been there. Then it would have been very strong argument. So I will stop it. We don't stop it means I will not stop it. I will mark it as a question which can have multiple view. We don't have to see the answer and go for it. Okay. Now come to this. Should there be a world government? This is a good question. Yes, there will be. There should be a world government. It will help in eliminating tensions among the nation. No, there should not be a world government. Then only the developed countries will dominate in the government. Both are fine to me. So think of it. Second is strong. This one is strong. Okay. This one is strong. Okay. And tell me about the first one. Both are strong. Both are strong. Okay. So let me see 11 का क्या आंसर दिया हुआ है. So 11B answer they have given. Only 2 is strong. Okay. It will help in eliminating tension among the nations. The world government will help. Okay. So,
Sir, I just had a query.
uh-huh.
So here the question is, should there be a world government? So they are not mentioning anything related to developed countries and developing countries, right? So is this then an assumption we are making and then answering our question that second one is strong?
No, in case of inductive reasoning, we are allowed to move outside the circle of reasoning to the context. Okay. So when we are, suppose we are going to have a world government. Okay. Then what will happen? The big countries like UK, US, and so on, they are going to dominate. So, you can say that the second statement is very strong. Okay. The second logic is very strong. There should not be a world government. Why there should not be a world government? Because if there will be a world government, the big powers like UK, US, France, and so on, they are going to dominate the smaller countries like maybe Namibia and so on. Okay. So that is a strong point. We will come to the context, and whatever you are saying कि हमें आगे पीछे नहीं जाना है, वो deductive reasoning में होता है. Okay. In the among the countries. Okay. It will help eliminate. There is a word called eliminate. Suppose I am going to replace this word with reduce. With reduce. So that will be a strong argument. Okay, अगर मैं reduce बोल देता, it will help in reducing the tension among the nations. That will be a strong argument. Now, if it is eliminate, how much marks you will give now? If it is eliminate, how much marks you will give it? So you will give lesser marks. So it is a weaker argument. It is a stronger. So what will be the answer? The answer will be only. Okay, only. And then come to this. Should India become a permanent member of UN Security Council? As if we have a choice. Okay. Should India become a permanent member of UN Security Council? Yes, sir, it should become. India has emerged as a country which loves peace and amity. No, sir. Let us first solve problems of our own people like poverty and malnutrition. It is weak. It is weak. Okay. And then come to first one. India has emerged as a country which loves peace and amity. Is that a very good argument to be a member of UN Security Council? It is one of the argument put forward by the diplomat that India is not an aggressive nation like China. Okay. And that is why it should be a member of UN Security Council. Okay. So what do you think? The second one is weak. Is the first one correct or strong? So tell me whatever answer, A answer or D answer. A answer or D answer? A, D, D. I'm getting A, D. Okay. So let us see 12th का क्या आंसर है. 12th का ए आंसर है. 12th A is correct. That means, what are the argument given for India becoming UN Security Council member? Number one is population. India is the home to most people on this planet, and that is why it should be a member of UNSC. Okay. The second which is given is India has friendly relations, or you can say India has never shown aggression, unlike Pakistan, unlike China, unlike other countries. That is the second
Sir,
statement. And the third statement, which is given, argument which is given, is India contributes the maximum to UN peacekeeping force. So that is also a thing. लेकिन यहाँ पे सेकंड वाला बोला है कि इंडिया हैज इमर्ज एज अ कंट्री विच लव्स पीस एंड अमिटी. ओके. न्यूक्लियर पावर इज अ थिंग, बट न्यूक्लियर पावर कैन बी, there are more countries like Pakistan also, so you can't argue that way. नहीं तो पाकिस्तान भी चला है. ये now come to,
sir,
हाँ बोलो.
sir, I have a question. So ये सारा जो reasoning है, that is all apart from like added information जो हमको पता है, वो सिर्फ हम
कंटेक्स्ट पता होना चाहिए. कंटेक्स्ट, अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम गिविंग यू वन एग्जांपल. जैसे यूएनएससी का कंटेक्स्ट आपको, यू शुड बी नोइंग द कंटेक्स्ट समवट. Now here also you should be knowing the context somewhat. What will happen if a world government will come to the thing? Okay. Like there can be a thing, should capital punishment to be abolished? Should capital punishment be abolished? There can be positive argument also, there can be negative argument also. You are a judge of a debate competition. Try to become a judge of a debate competition, and some speaker is speaking for the motion, the other speaker is speaking against the motion. You don't have to support or oppose the motion. Rather, you have to see what logic the speaker is giving in saying what he's saying. Okay. If he's saying yes, capital punishment should be abolished, because many a time it might happen that a innocent person might get a capital punishment. So it can be a flaw, very big flaw. Okay. So it is a strong argument. Okay. There can be weak argument also. Okay. In a similar way, we'll come and see more examples, then you will understand. जैसे बताओ, should fashionable dress be banned in India? Okay. Yes, fashion keeps changing, and hence consumption of clothes increases. That is why we should ban. Is this a very good argument? बताओ, should fashionable dress be banned? Yes, it should be banned. And why it should be banned? Fashions keep changing. It is called fast fashion. Okay. And hence consumption of clothes increases. It is very important for the cloth industry to change the fashion very quickly. If not, the people are not going to purchase the latest shoe, the latest dress. Okay, if they will not purchase, unka no consumer will consume their product. Okay, so that is the logic given. Should fashionable dress be banned? Fashion keeps changing, and hence consumption of clothes increases. So is it a very good argument or a weak argument? It is a weak argument. Second one says, no, fashionable clothes are person's self-expression and therefore his her fundamental rights. Okay, so it is a fundamental right. Strong. That is a strong तो है, लेकिन पूरा देखते हैं इसका आंसर क्या है. 13 का बी. सी 13 का बी. इट इज, अगर यहाँ तक नहीं भी लिखता ना, यहाँ तक नहीं भी लिखता तब भी इट वॉज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग आर्गुमेंट. Fashionable clothes are a person's self-expression, so it should be allowed. It is Article number 19 says right to freedom of expression, so it is the expression thing. Okay. Now come to next one, which says, should an organization like UNO be dissolved? So somebody was talking about it. Okay. One of the persons says yes. With Cold War coming to an end, such organizations have no role to play. They don't have a role to play. Anyhow, they don't have role to play, I think. Okay. No, it should not be dissolved. In the absence of such organization, there may be a world war. So ये तो weak है. Now tell me, this is strong or not? This is strong. देखो, UN is not only functioning for preventing war. UNICEF is there, and there are a lot many organizations which work for development purpose also. So there is a role. Now come to second. Second says no, they should not be dissolved. In the absence of such organization, there may be a world war. That is a strong argument. So what will be the answer? The answer will be B. The answer will be B. Only two argument is important or strong. 14th का भी है. 14th का भी है. Come to 15th. Statement is, should there be no place for interview in selection? Yes, it is very subjective in assessment. सोचो. See what I said. There are, this development which has happened from whatever TISNET to CVT. I heard from somewhere that it will do away with whatever the biasness in interview might be there. Okay, so tell me, are the interview very subjective? Are the interview very subjective? Yes, no, bolo. Yes, they are subjective. Yes, it is very subjective in assessment. So should we do away with this? That we don't know. Okay. Now, no, it is only instrument to judge candidates' motive and personality. It is the only instrument to judge candidates' motive and personality. Is it a very strong? How much number you will give to it? 4, 8, 4, 8, 4 भी दे रहे हो, 8 भी दे रहे हो आप लोग. Okay. 4, 6, 7. Okay. So people are giving 7 also. 7, 7. Most of only instrument नहीं हो सकता. अच्छा, और कौन से इंस्ट्रूमेंट हो सकते हैं बताओ? GT can be there. Extempore can be there. There can be SOP. There can be other things. Okay. Activity based, case study based, group exercise can be there. So can I say it is the only instrument to judge the candidate's motive? Now try to give number to this. Now try to give number to this argument. It is 3 to 1. Okay. So 3 to 1 हो गया इसका. ये weak बन गया. Now come to this again. Yes, it is very subjective assessment, so we should get rid of interview.
सर
हाँ बोलो.
सर सब्जेक्टिव का मतलब यहाँ पे मतलब कि बायसनेस जो होता है सो
सब्जेक्टिव मतलब होता है कि जैसे आपने जो आंसर दिया मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा, मैंने आपको 10 on 10 दिया. आपने जो आंसर सेम आंसर दिया किसी और को खराब लगा, उसने आपको 6 out of 10 दिया, किसी ने आपको 2 out of 10 दिया. That will depend on me how it is. Okay, so the panelists, they will decide your fate. So it is very subjective, that is true. So only argument, see, अगर इंटरव्यू को हटाना है तो उसके पीछे क्या ग्राउंड होगा उसका सोचो. If you have to get rid of interview, what should be the ground? Is the person talking about that ground? Yes, person is talking about that ground. That is, it will be very subjective, and that is why it is a strong argument. अगर इंटरव्यू को नहीं हटाना है तो क्या आर्गुमेंट होगा? It is one of the way. It is one of the way to judge a candidate holistically. The candidate's personality and motive holistically. Only way not nahi hoga, one of the way, then it would have been a very strong argument. Okay, are you getting my thing? Let us try the same thing here. Should an organization like UN be dissolved? Yes, with Cold War it has come to an end. With Cold War coming to an end, now what should be a logic that UN should be dissolved? Give me a very strong logic, or very strong logic why it should not be dissolved. It should not be dissolved because it is preventing World War III. Okay, that is the logic given. So that is why it is a strong argument. Now come to this. Should fashionable dress be banned? अगर fashionable dress को बैन करना है तो पहले तो वो ज्यादा लॉजिकल लगता नहीं है कि बैन करो. अगर बैन नहीं करना है तो क्या लॉजिक दोगे? सॉलिड वाला. Why should not be banned fashionable clothes? Because They are a type of expression of a person. The fashionable clothes are a person's self-expression. So that logic has been given. So it is a strong logic. Now come to this. Should India become a permanent member of UN Security Council? Agar if you will allow India, or what logic you will give? It has the maximum number of people residing there. Then you will say it is a peaceful, peace-loving country, responsible country. Okay, compared to USA. Okay, so that he will put forward. So that has been put forward. So one is a strong argument.
Sir,
Now it is not a very strong argument. Let us first solve the problem of people like poverty, malnutrition. So there was a question which came to me: should India go to Mars or should India focus on poverty? Okay, poverty, कम करने पे पैसा लगना चाहिए कि मार्स मिशन पे लगना चाहिए. So there also you can't compare those two because a finger has 5 fingers, a hand has 5 fingers, all of them will be of different size and shape. If we will not focus upon space, we will be far behind the other countries. Okay. या बोलो क्या डाउट था?
sir, in this statement, हम first वाले को strong बोल रहे हैं, but then you gave a list of points. So, if the person saying this point would have said all of those, then this argument would have been strong. Just mentioning peace and amity is not making it that strong.
No. Suppose the comparison was there, like those statements hota. The first statement would have been, yes, India has emerged as a country which loves peace and amity. The second statement would have been, yes, India has the maximum number of population. Okay, maximum number of people are living there in India, so India should be a part of that. So then, when you are comparing those two, which is a stronger argument, you can say that is a stronger argument. यहाँ पे
The
एब्सोल्यूट यस या एब्सोल्यूट नो नहीं होता है, यहाँ प्रोबेबिलिटी होती है इंडक्शन में. दैट इज व्हाई आई टोल्ड यू टू राइट नंबर्स. Suppose
okay.
it might happen, it will not have a 10, but it might happen, it might have 7, it might have 6, it might have 8. Then also it is a strong argument. When you will compare them with the second statement, that is totally false. Whatever they are saying, they are not justifying that. They are saying no, and they're saying ulta pulta logic. They are saying yes, and whatever they are saying, that is meaningful. Yes, there can be better meaningful statement, like there can be more meaningful statements. For example, there might be some question जहाँ पे दोनों yes होता है, दोनों no होता है. We'll come to that. There also we will have to see if yes is the case, is the logic also going with that also, that only. For example, here let us see. Should income tax be abolished in India? The logic, the person says yes, income tax should be abolished in India. And why? It is an unnecessary burden on wage earners. Is it a good enough argument? No, it is a very faltu argument. Okay. Then the other person says no, it should not be abolished. It is a good source of revenue. That is, of course, correct. Okay. So what will be the answer for this one? This one is easy. So the answer will be B, I believe. 16 का देखो क्या है answer B. Okay. 16 का B is the answer.